So the first big step in getting ready is putting together your personal agenda. And this is going to be what is available through the Attendee Service Center, but also added to the conference mobile app that'll be available a couple weeks before the conference, and that you'll have on site with you. So really important to kind of put this together beforehand to help you as you're on site at the conference and kind of going through the schedule. So my first question for all of our speakers is, how do you select the right sessions for your personal agenda? And do you have a particular process or a set of criteria that you keep in mind? And we'll go ahead and start this off with Craig.
Okay, sure. What I do is after I've received at least the preliminary program, I make a quick survey, both in my mind and with the staff, about the issues and topics that are important for our office over the recent past. And then I go through and I make a matchup or look for a matchup between those things that have been identified and the listing and description of courses that are being offered or presentations being offered at the conference. I also make sure to give a copy of the outline of the program activity or the courses to the medical director and ask him to look through that and to identify and highlight anything that would be important for him for me to look into while I'm at the conference.
Yeah, I'm kind of like Craig. I take that preliminary conference program, go through it. A majority of my role is based on marketing, so I pick out all the marketing topics, and then I take those spaces that I have open and just flip through and look and see what's out there. Maybe it's something relevant to the practice, maybe it's not, but it might be in the future. So things that just really look interesting. And another big thing for me as an athletic trainer, I go through and I look for the ones that offer the BOC credits and try to make sure I get some of those in there too.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's a great point. I typically look at it from a standpoint of who's going with me. Do I have coworkers that are coming, or am I by myself? And if I've got coworkers, then we try to separate those presentations based on what works for each person's role. And then there's some of those that really address the entire organization, and we attend those together. And the other thing I look at is what's going on in my practice right now, kind of like what Craig said, and what sessions can I go to that I know I can get value and bring it back and really add that value in my practice that week. So I pick those out, and then I also pick some out that are a little bit more long-term. So what are really developmental sessions that can help me grow or that can help us grow as a practice, and I try to go to some of those as well. So balance it between what can give me immediate value added when I get back and what can help me and our practice grow in the long term.
And just to piggyback off of all of that, we do the same here. So we'll meet with our leadership team prior to the conference to discuss the needs of our group for the year. And just a good example of that is we have 7 clinic locations, and we're transitioning over to electronic check-in this year. That's a major goal for us. So we will be looking at sessions that are focusing on electronic check-in, customer service, patient satisfaction, and try to find some sessions that will give us some ideas on that. Our group, we usually take about 4 management team with us, and so what we will do is we will also split up in those sessions. We'll go through the booklet ahead of time and kind of highlight those sessions that we know that we want to attend, and then we'll split up so that we can get the most out of the conference.
The trick I want to make sure I add is I always make sure I have the app downloaded and have access to the notes and the presentation for that session, so that when I'm in the session or when my team's in their session, you're not trying to frantically write down everything. You can just really be present. You already have the speaker's notes and presentation there, and you can just focus on what they're saying.
Yeah, I agree. The app is awesome. It really helps keep your schedule and, you know, okay, this conference, this is what session I'm going to and which one's coming up next. It's really great tool.
But yeah, thank you guys. Those were all a lot of great tips as you're putting together your personal agenda and thinking through what you want to have on your mobile app. Another thing too that is new for this year is we've categorized session based on recommended audience and function area, just to help you kind of look through what your recommended sessions are based on your role in your practice. But of course, sessions are open to all attendees. So those are simply recommendations to help you as you're putting together your agenda.